So it's Thursday morning at 7 o'clock. We've been here since 5:30, quarter to 6, and we're continuing with the aerification process. Last night, Gordy and Dave came in at 5 o'clock and stayed till 9 and aerified the first 5 greens and picked up all the cores. Now this is number 5, as you can see, and the green looks pretty good. They've done a pretty good job of making sure everything's cleaned up. The next step in the process will be to have the blower come out, which is the little push blower, to clean off the rest of the cores, and from there we'll go into top dressing. Now this year we're going at a 2 by 2.5 spacing at a depth at about 1.5 inches. There you can see that that's how deep the cores are. And then what will happen is we'll come back out with the top dresser and we'll put enough sand out to hopefully fill most of these holes. And then after that's done, we brush it. And then in between there's some seeding and some other events going on. But I'm just going to kind of track it with this video so that the folks have a better understanding what's going on. I'm going to go up to number 5 now and have a look at, or up to number 6 and have a look at what the fellows are doing. This is number 6 green. And you can see that Nathan and Dave are using the aerifier on the green, and these are the cores that come up with it. And you can see we're going to a depth of about 1.5 inches, and we don't really want to go much deeper than that because we paid quite a bit of money to have that sand put into the green. What we're really after is to get rid of this thatch layer that covers up the root zone. That doesn't allow the water and nutrients to get down into the soil. It also helps to relieve the compaction by pulling these cores out. Now we'll pick up these cores and we'll dump them into different areas on the golf course to help sort of level out areas where the roots are or that kind of thing. Now we used to use a core harvester that was on a Cushman to pick up these cores, and we found that because of the weight of the machine, less tire tracks, and we're trying to avoid that. What we did is we purchased a core harvester that's an aftermarket piece that goes on the back of the aerifier. Now that's used to just drag the cores off to the corners, and then we've got another crew that comes along behind and picks up the cores into the back of the utility vehicles. And I'll head up to 7 there, which we've already done, and show you that. Okay, this is number 7. I've missed the guys picking up the cores. They've already moved on back down to number 6 to follow Dave and Nathan. But you can see that there's some bits and pieces left over from the core harvester. It's just because of the dew on the greens, and it's still a little wet before we can put the blower on. But as I say, the blower will pick up most of the bits and pieces left over, and then of course that'll open up the holes for the top dressing. Okay, so here's Gavin and Dean picking up the cores, and as I said, they get thrown into the back of the utility vehicle, and from there we'll dump them on different sites around the golf course to try and help level out the areas. This is the back of number 1 green. You can see that the piles have been dropped here from when Gordy and Dave were in last night aerifying the greens. This is kind of one of our rough areas off the back of the green, and we use cores to level up these areas, fill in the low spots and cover up some of the roots so that people aren't apt to catch them with their golf clubs. And it's a good source of sort of immediate growth because the cores have a fair amount of root material attached to them, and once they get pushed around and leveled out and kind of packed down, they form a very good source of growth without having to worry about seed catching or sodding the area. They're also quite good at filling in the little gaps and such to allow the area to be more playable. Because the front 9 is closed, we're able to get done some of the jobs that we normally aren't able to do because of the confliction with the golfers. And one of those jobs is vertical mowing of the fairways. Barb's out on the fairway unit, and what this mower does is it actually has blades that are horizontal, and as they turn, they cut the chaff or the thatch, and it helps to stand the grass up. And you can see around me here, there's lots of pieces of grass that have been cut from the blades that are laying over. So what will happen after Barb's done vertical mowing is we'll come along with the tractor blower and remove most of the chaff, blow it off into the rough, and then from there we're able to mow the fairway as we normally would. And of course we wouldn't be able to do this while the golfers were out there, it would just take too much time. This is number 1 fairway, and we're done vertical mowing now, and to the right of the blue marker there you can see all the material that we've generated, and then to the left you can see where Tony's come along with the tractor and the blower. You can probably just make him out down there at the end of the fairway. He's blowing all of that material off the fairway and into the rough. So what that does is it thins out the turf that's on the fairway and removes a lot of the thatch, so that helps us to keep the water and the nutrients going into the turf rather than just being tied up. It also helps with any pesticide applications that we have, because that could be a problem with that getting tied up in the thatch as well. One of the benefits of having the 9 holes closed during the aerification is that we can do this process without interfering too much with the golfers.